Welcome, everyone. Last day of the Learnathon. How excited are we? How hype are we? It's been a really good week. I'm excited. How's everybody feeling? Today, we have an amazing session. I'm really excited for this one. Yeah, tell me in the chat, how are we feeling today? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling excited? Are we feeling a little bit nervous? How familiar are we with blockchain? Let me know in the chat. Are you maybe an expert? Or maybe you're a newbie? That's okay if you are. Amazing. Oh, feeling amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm loving the energy, honestly. Awesome. Okay, so I will introduce our speaker for today, but just a quick note, if you are interested in asking any questions, please feel free to use the Q&A feature to the right of your screen. Interact with the chat as well, send some gifts. I see some people already posting in there already. Send us a reaction, thumbs up, a clap if you're feeling good, or maybe a little I think the little emoji is has that questioning look. If you're feeling a little bit confused, it's okay. If you are, just interact. We want to know how you're feeling. And so now that I've explained the features, this workshop, Digital Identity in the On-Chain World, led by Sandy Carter, who is the COO of Unstoppable Domains, empowers participants to explore the future of identity in the blockchain era. So I will allow Sandy to come up on stage, introduce herself a little bit further, what Unstoppable Domains is, and begin her presentation. Amazing.
Okay, awesome. Can you guys see me and everything? Is everything set? Looks like it. I am going to, it looks like this is a little bit different on sharing presentation. So it looks like before I had the share screen and I just shared it. Now it's asking me for, there we go.
You got it? All right, amazing.
Got it now. Yep, thank you. So just give me a moment. I'll jump up here. And then the other thing that I would like to do is to do a live demo at the end. That's my view. And I'm hoping we can do that. So let's see here. Let's just share this if we can. And then I'll go over here and share. Okay, so my name is Sandy Carter. I'm the COO of Unstoppable and the founder of a group called Unstoppable Women of Web3 and AI. We have about 55,000 members and we're educating just like you guys are today. So I am so incredibly honored to be with you guys today and talk to you about Unstoppable, but more importantly, how you can get ahead in the future with something we call on-chain domains. So first, I'll just give you a few slides on what Unstoppable is. So Unstoppable sells domains. These domains are on-chain, meaning they're on the blockchain. And each domain represents a digital identity. So every domain that you buy represents a digital identity for you. Today, in fact, we just turned over to 4.1 million digital identities or domains out there. Our mission is to get a digital identity into the hands of everyone in the world, which I think is pretty incredible. And why do we believe that? Because we believe that having a digital identity, not just a paper identity, but a digital identity that talks about who you are, is a basic human right. It's something that everybody should have and everybody should use. So let's just take a little bit of a look here and see where we are today. I always like to show people this because everything is moving exponentially, and especially, at least here in the US, where we have a new president who is very supportive of crypto. No political views, but he's just very supportive of crypto. Crypto is based on blockchain. So we're seeing right now everything on chain accelerate, including the price of crypto, which is Bitcoin. It's gone up over 100K. And anything now that exists on chain is just accelerating. So for all of you guys listening today, I think this is a really important point because it says you're at the cusp of something big. and you really want to get in there now to be a part of what is to come. So as everything accelerates, what we're going to walk you through today at the end of the presentation is how to get your on-chain identity. You can see here, I've typed in sandycarter.crypto. We'll go through this in a lot more detail, but let me give you a little bit of the utility of what you'll be looking at as we go forward. So sandycarter.crypto is my digital identity. And one of the things that I can do with that is when I type in sandycarter.crypto, that turns my name or my digital identity into a crypto wallet. This is a crypto wallet address. So instead of typing in all these crazy letters and characters, all I have to type in is sandycarter.crypto. I compare this to, if you remember the internet, when you didn't type in createher.com or IBM.com or Amazon.com, but you typed in a set of numbers, 123.45.1457, that would get you to your website. And then people realize that's just too hard because if I mess up one number, one digit, I'm off to someone else's website. So we changed that for a real human readable name. The same thing is happening right now with the digital identity space. You're taking a word like sandycarter.crypto and you're turning that into a wallet address, which you can see how people make a mistake on that. But unlike in the internet era where you made a mistake, you went to the wrong website. Here, if you make a mistake and you're sending crypto to your mom or you're sending crypto to pay for something, you could actually send the crypto to the wrong person or the wrong company. And so that is even a bigger mistake. So that's why having a human readable digital identity is so powerful today. Now, today you probably know domains like a .com, a .ai, which has become so popular. In fact, I own pinkbyte.ai. Pink that's my favorite color, actually, although I'm not wearing it today. And .com is that naming service, that digital identity for businesses. So today, if you look at it, there are about 250,000 businesses that have their digital identity that's created for their company, and that translates into a website. But what if I told you that very shortly, people, not just Taylor Swift, people will have that same digital identity, just like a business does today. And you will use that digital identity for so many things that we'll talk about, including transacting in crypto, one of the hottest topics that we have today. So let me talk to you for a minute about what that digital identity brings you. I use superpowers because I, in the past, have been an employee of a vice president at Amazon or Amazon Web Services. And at Amazon, we always talked about what are your superpowers? Like, what do you do that's extraordinary? And so I just thought it was really, really fitting for us to talk about an on-chain superpower. Now, first, let me back up just for a second. You'll see I'm using this term on-chain. On-chain just recently started becoming super popular. So if you remember back to the internet era, or you may be too young to remember that, but I still remember on the Today Show, there's a whole Today Show for 30 minutes talking about online. People didn't know what it meant to be online. And in fact, it was on hyphen line for a long time. That's where we are today with on-chain. It's a brand new term. People like me are spending 30 minutes to describe to you what is on-chain, but pretty soon, just like online is now so prevalent everywhere, on-chain will be that prevalent. And what does it mean? It simply means that what you're talking about, a domain, a piece of real estate, a piece of art, exists and has an ownership characteristic on the blockchain. So why does that make a digital identity or that domain, which represents your digital identity, so powerful? What are its superpowers? Well, first, this domain on-chain acts as your personal identity. So now you can identify yourself with your name, sandy.crypto or sandy.x or sandy.pudgypenguin. That personal identifier enables you to collect information about you digitally and store it online. Now, why is that important? Well, I'll give you a couple of examples. One, very, very recently, a friend of mine called. She's from Venezuela. Her and her mom are from Venezuela. She was born in Venezuela. Her and her mom moved up here to the US. And unfortunately, her mom just passed away. She was looking for her birth certificate because she always counted on her mom for finding that birth certificate. She couldn't find it. It's a piece of paper, right? And so she said, well, I remember the hospital in Venezuela. So she called down there. The hospital had burned down. There was nobody to help her. And so now she's like, how do I get that birth certificate? It was just a piece of paper. And now, maybe it's burned. I can't find it from my mom. What do I do? Well, had you been able to digitize or place on chain that birth certificate would be with you. It would be part of your personal identity, and it would remain with you. I'll give you one other example of this personal identity. I was down in Brazil and I fell and I was dropped from a 16-foot platform. The platform collapsed and I fell down and I broke my femur. Needless to say, I was in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And so I got rushed to the hospital. And the first thing they said was, we're going to need your medical records because you need surgery right away. Do you know, I was in horrific pain. I had to start calling for my medical records. Many of the doctors that I had gone to wouldn't give me the information about me, about my medical. They only would give it to the hospital. Crazy. Well, it took me 72 hours to get all the information that the hospital in Brazil needed to have my surgery. So now imagine a digital identity, your personal identity, and that has your healthcare records on it. So now you can share your information from your general practitioner, from a specialist, from your dentist, from your allergist. All of that is available for you. Try this. This is very, very interesting to try to get all of your medical information in a digital fashion. It's super, super hard. But in the future, with a digital identity, this will be very powerful. The second superpower is that you can use this to transact on blockchain. That means transact means you can pay money. You can actually use your digital identity to transact. Very different than anything we have today. And that is made possible because everything exists on chain or on the blockchain. Now, why is this so cool? Well, for example, I can now buy a pizza with crypto. I can buy a Lamborghini. They just started accepting crypto. I was just recently in Singapore and I jumped in a cab, and the cab I jumped in only took crypto. So I was able to use my identity as my transaction device and use sandycarter.crypto to pay for the cab. The third superpower is community. So because things exist on chain, you're able to filter people who belong to certain categories. So for example, when you buy a digital identity or a domain, you can store in there how many patents you have. So I actually belong to a community of women patent holders. There aren't very many of us, but we are there. And now, because that blockchain enables filtering, or what we call tokenization, now I can talk to that group of female patent holders. I could also talk to a group of people who game. I'm also a gamer. I have groups that do that too. So my identity enables me access into some of these very powerful communities as well. So lots of real value here, lots of things that I think could really help many people. So let me show you what it looks like. I'll do this live too, but I wanted just to show you here. So I had it static so you guys could see it. So here you can see, you see the sandy.nft. I talked about sandy.crypto. I could use sandy.nft as well as my digital identity. This is tagged with a name. So if you're out there playing games, let's say Atari, on their new blockchain game, you'll see Pink Mamba up on the leaderboard. I can also use this to identify myself. So instead of identifying myself as a number or something that maybe anybody else can copy, here I can actually identify myself as Pink Mamba. You see a picture here too. This is me in an Unstoppable sweatshirt. That picture now is my avatar. So when I go to log into let's say a game or a metaverse or even a class like this, we could have all logged in with your digital identity and that picture would come with you. Now, why is that valuable? Well, one of the things that we've seen recently is people doing spatial computing. They really want to have a constant personal brand. Just like I go to a conference, I look the same. Maybe I change my clothes, right? Maybe I'll be wearing pink, but I look the same. And so as having a consistent avatar that goes with you when you sign in as Sandy.crypto or NFT, that gives you consistency as well for your brand, your personal brand as well. I'll show you a couple other things too. So these are things in my gallery. I call them a token gallery because I love on-chain things. So now you can see inside of my profile, kind of looks a little bit like a LinkedIn profile, right? But there are some differences. My profile here has been trust verified on-chain, meaning I can't lie about anything because someone had to present me with a certificate, which is soul-bound, meaning it's mine forever. So inside of my digital identity, Sandy.nft, you can see here I have this certificate from Nori. Well, what does this certificate mean? It means that I have made all my activities on chain, on the blockchain, carbon neutral. Now, I didn't just say that. Like on my LinkedIn profile today, I can go out there and say, hey, I support the environment. Everything I do is carbon neutral. Nobody can check that, right? But here, this is actually a certificate given to me on chain by Nori. I can't transfer it out, and they certify or verify that I actually have made everything I'm doing on chain carbon neutral. The second example here, and these are just some examples. Again, we'll show you live here in a second. This is a ticket. So I went to Formula One in Singapore, and I got this particular digital asset as the ticket that proves that I went there. Now, why is that important? Well, I can say on Facebook or any piece of social media, hey, I went to the Formula One race, but I might not have really gone. In fact, the NFL that does the Super Bowl, which is a big football game here in the USA, they gave out digital tickets this year. Now, why would you do that? Well, I know because I chatted with some of the folks that they were trying to figure out who actually came to the game. You know, there's many distributors of tickets, right? There's Ticketmaster, there's DigiTickets. So I don't actually have, as an event owner, a list of everybody who came. So instead, what they did is they issued digital tickets. Pretty smart, huh? And now they knew who actually bought the ticket. But more importantly, when the ticket changed hands, let's say I was a scalper, that ticket had to move to me. So now you see I've got this digital ticket here so I can prove that I went to the event. Just as a note, for the Super Bowl 2 years ago in Phoenix, if you just looked at social media, the stadium would have had to have been 5 times as big. If everybody on social media who said they went to the Super Bowl actually went to the Super Bowl, the stadium would be 5 times as big. So obviously people are bragging about going places that they didn't go. So here we have trust verification. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you. This is a certificate. This is from one of our Unstoppable Women of Web3 and AI. And this is actually a certificate. We should actually look at doing something like this for this conference too. It's a digital representation that I took the classes, passed the test, and I got certified. And then I am presented that digital ticket that represents my certification. Now, this one is soul bound, meaning I cannot transfer it out. So I couldn't transfer it to Yip or Azion or anybody else. I have to keep it because I'm the one who passed the class. Now, why is this important? Well, if you go to LinkedIn and you read any articles, they will tell you that if you go to LinkedIn and you look at people's validation of the school they went to, a third of people put a school on there that they actually didn't go to. Now, sometimes they may put on there Harvard, but they went to like a weekend class for Harvard, or they may just totally make something up. But here in your on-chain profile, everything is trusted and verified because it comes from an official source of data. So powerful. So imagine I just showed you, something that validated I do support sustainability. I went to the Formula One, I took a class and I certified on it. But imagine some of the other things we talked about. Your healthcare could be your car title. All of those things could be private, but digitized so you always have them. The last thing I'll show you here, which I love, are these badges. So now you see I can earn these badges. So one of these badges I earned for being a female patent holder. This badge I earned because I have showed my support for Unstoppable. This badge I earned, it's a game. You remember I told you I was a gamer. This is a racing game. And in this game, if you win, if you're on the leaderboard 5 times, you get this badge. Now, with this badge, I can communicate. I can have those community conversations because I hold those badge. So I can talk to everybody else who's run a race. I can talk to every other female patent holder who has that badge. I can talk to everybody else who's influenced Unstoppable. So hopefully your mind is going crazy right now. You're like, wow, there's so much potential here, and it's trusted, and it's verified, and it sits on chain. So we believe that these domains or digital identities will be the first industry to have everything go 100% on chain. That'll include the verifications, that'll include payments, that'll include digital finance. We do believe that this area will be the first to go, which is a great time for you guys to learn about it and to get in now. Now, let's say that you want to sell your domain. Let's say you bought something like USA.crypto. There is also a marketplace where people can trade these assets too, because remember, they're digital assets. They can trade multiple assets too. You would hopefully not want to sell your name. As you can see on the screen, nobody's selling their name, but they bought something that they think is really valuable. For example, AI.crypto. That they'll want to sell. So this is another use case where people are also thinking into the future. Quantum, someone's going to want to own the digital identity quantum. Let me look at that as well. Now, if you're also interested in doing this for your own company, you can do this as well. We talked about Sandy.crypto or Sandy.x. This is my email, by the way, if you are interested in doing this, if you represent a company. In fact, we should do this for Create Her. And what you can do is, instead of it being Sandy.crypto, I can have Sandy.secret. Secret is a new decentralized AI network that has a community. And so they want everybody in their community to have a .secret, Sandy.secret, Mary.secret, Fred.secret. And that will represent to them a digital identity that shows they're part of that secret network. You can also see on here Pudgy Penguins. I don't know if you know the Pudgy Penguins. They are now purchasable as a plushie in Walmart and Amazon, but they started out as digital art. So you can own digital art pieces. You can buy a physical Pudgy that's a plushie, or you can play the Pudgy game or a metaverse and log in with Sandy.Pudgy. So you can see there's lots of interesting things you can do here. Let me show you one more, and this is Proppy Keys. What Proppy Keys does is they have real world assets that are landmarks, an address of a landmark or your own property that you own that is now digitized and associated with your house title or your car title. Proppy Keys is really, it's an international global company. In fact, Proppy did the first real estate transaction all digital, all on blockchain when they sold a house in Tampa, Florida. Now, if I had bought that house, you would have been able to see that digital title in the profile page that I just showed you. So hopefully this isn't blowing your mind too much, but save up those questions because I know we'll have some questions coming. So I just wanted to show you an example here. This is Dot Pudgy because I love the Pudgies. They're cute little plushies. I love their Pudgy World, which is their game, and I like their digital assets. You can see I own one here as well. And so you can see, just like I might be a mom is one of my identities. I'm a businesswoman or leader. I'm an author. I'm a wife. I have different identities. I can link all these together and have like Sandy.Pudgy, which is what I use when I play the Pudgy World game. So you can see here, I've customized this with all my Pudgies, and now I can go and buy a .Pudgy if I want to. So hopefully you'll see there's lots of potential here. We could have .Create Her, for example, or we did one for Women in Tech Global, WITG, as well, to form those communities. The last thing I will tell you is for any digital asset that you own, whether it's real estate or art, a ticket, an education certificate, you have to store it in a digital wallet. So just like you have a physical wallet, I bet if I opened your wallet today, I'd see a driver's license. I'd probably see a couple of loyalty cards in there, maybe for Starbucks. And I would have all that in my physical wallet. Just like you store that stuff in a physical wallet, you need to store your digital assets in a wallet as well. And so when I show you today and you go through this, you don't have to go and get one. We'll automatically create one for you. It's a light wallet, and I think it's user friendly for anyone who is not really familiar with blockchain. There's many wallets out there. Some of them are more complicated than others. You have to know a lot, but this particular wallet that you could create by yourself could enable you as well to have a wallet where you can start to store your digital assets until you get really comfortable with that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go live with you guys to show you that what I'm talking about exists today. So let me see if I can now go over to a live demo and show you what this looks like so that you guys can use it and leverage it as well. Let me see here. Let me just get back in here now and see if I can share again. Hopefully that's interesting. I love all the clapping. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let me just go, if you're okay, I'm just going to take a few minutes about just to make sure that I share with you a live demo too, just so you can see what it looks like and how you might do this yourself as well. Okay, just give me a minute. I know the screen's funky for a second, but now I'm going to go over here and hopefully you can see that this is now live. It's live. So there's no charts, all live. So here's that Sandy.NFT. You can see I just recently changed my avatar. I think this is so cool. This is my new pink mamba, and it's for a game called Metropolis that I'm currently playing. You can also see here, I now have linked 3 wallets to this domain. So I told my husband I did this just to try it out in Las Vegas. Las Vegas, because of the international audience, you can actually buy a shirt in the stores in Vegas for crypto. So I did an experiment, was able to use Sandy.NFT for that shirt. And the way I was able to do that is I've attached my crypto wallets, 3 of them here, to this particular identity. And so you can see here's those collectibles that I showed you on the other screen. I have different categories of them. So some of the education ones here, I spoke at a Boss Beauties conference. I spoke at a Crypto Tech Women. I think these are cool. In fact, this is something else you guys could do, is have something like this for all your speakers, just to have them tout, hey, I spoke at this conference. It's pretty cool. Also, let me show you some of the tickets. So this one's interesting. I was just in a pitch competition. I was a judge for Pink Pitch, which is a pitch competition for female founders. And so as a judge, they gave me this award of appreciation. Here you see this is a Gary V. If you guys know Gary V, he's pretty famous. This is a Gary V ticket. It proves that I went to his event. And the cool thing is that he actually does rewards for his ticket. So if you have this, you can get at the front of his selfie line, for example. So there's all kinds of different use cases in here. I just wanted to show you the badges again. So you can also do them for your employees. So we give out badges for our employees. And then here are some of the badges as well. You can see I belong to a lot of communities because I have a lot of different interests. So this is a meme coin. It's called MPC, non-playable coin. This is a TFI. This is a financial DeFi, a decentralized financial services company that I belong to. You can see here, I belong to the Unstoppable community. The Pudgies are in here. This is World of Women. I think this one is really cool. Can you see all the different women flashing through? I was gifted a Trump collectible. So that's a Trump card. And then you can see all kinds of interesting, I think, badges and things. This is a Women in Tech badge. This is me as an innovation leader for holding a patent. And let me show you just real quickly. Let me see if I can find it fast, because I want to make sure I save time for questions too. Let me see here. Yep, here it is. This is MetaRise. This is that game that I play. And you can see what they're going to do. They're going to filter, or what they call tokenize. Because I have this badge, I'm able to get into the secret screen, which is kind of cool. And when I press it, what it enables me to do is it enables me to see videos that only I can see. But more importantly, because I've been on that leaderboard, it also now enables me to buy cars that are supposedly faster than other cars so that I can be an even faster racer, which I thought was pretty cool, the way that they have filtered this to where I get special things just for being in there. And I'll show you one last thing on this screen, and then we'll go over to the other area just to chat for a little bit. Oh, this is the wrong, hang on one second. Let me go over to, this is now hooked up with something else. So I can chat with different groups here. I'm not going to take the time. Let me see if I can do it right here real quick. No, I'll do it in another version. But now let me show you how you might create this yourself. There are some other choices out there. I'm obviously going to show you Unstoppable just because we are the largest out there, but there are other choices. So here you could go and you could type in any name that you want. I'm just going to type in create her. And then it's going to give me a choice. I can get createher.x as my digital identity. I could get createher.polygon. If I'm a big Pudgy Penguin fan, I may want Pudgy and maybe crypto or maybe something else. So you can see I have lots of choices out here. If I lived in the city of Austin, I may want createher.austin, and that could be my citizen identity as well. You can see the prices are pretty reasonably priced. Createher.austin is $10. Createher.rain is $2. So if I wanted to, I could just go over here and add that to my cart. And once I add that to my cart, so this one is a $2 domain, I would just go over to my cart right here. And what I would do is now I would have this in my cart. I have a wallet, so it doesn't offer me a free wallet. But if I came in here for the very first time and I did not have a wallet, which I would advise you to do is to let it create a free wallet for you the first time. That wallet is free, and it would add that wallet into you. And then you would have a place to store any of your digital assets, your property, your classes, your sustainability, whatever you want. So now let's say we want createher.rain. We'd have to enter in, because there are different rules for the US versus other countries. So you just list where you live. And then you would go to the checkout. And it's that simple. I would just buy it. Now you'll notice that we have options. You can pay with a credit card. You could pay with PayPal, or you can use crypto.com and pay with Bitcoin. Obviously, we support crypto because this enables you to do that as well. I'm not going to push go here because I want to make sure that that the Create Her team has access to this for sure. So let me go back out now and show you what I would do had I bought that domain. So you see up here at the top, there's this little tag and it says my domains or my digital identities. Now, don't freak out. I have a lot because I love this stuff. I'm going to go to anime though. I'm a big anime fan. I don't know if you guys are or not, but I really love anime. You can say I have a few. I bought one for my daughter. My daughter, her name is Ksenia. I bought one for her, and I bought it for her because I wanted to protect her identity for the future. So I can now go down here and click on sandy.anime, and it takes me into a screen where I can now manage that digital identity. So you can see here, I've put an anime picture of myself in there. It's an avatar. I can upload it from a game. I can put anything in here I want. And this is where you create your identity, just like you would on a LinkedIn profile. So I can put, I'm Sandy Carter. I can put a bio where I'm located. If I have a website, I can do that. I can put all my socials. Now, all this is digitized, right? So now I have all this together. And then it will give me badges. You have to earn badges, so you can't place them in here. This is where you earn them. And then, of course, here, you can verify that you're a human. Not everybody wants to do this, but I verify that I am a human because I want applications that allow me to log in to know that I'm a person and not a bot. This is really important. As we see AI out there a lot of applications will log in with an unstoppable domain because they can verify that that is a human and not a bot. And then there's tons of other things you can do. You can put your crypto addresses in. You can put your websites in. You can also set up messaging to make sure that you're going to enable that ability to communicate with other people. You can now use this for your email. So you could now use, you can see here, sandy.anime@ud.me as my email address. I can specify certain applications, and this will show me where I logged in. So you can see every place I've logged in and what data they're collecting for you. Gosh, I wish they could do that today in my normal email too. And then this enables mobile. So it's super easy to set up. And in fact, if you guys go grab one, we should have actually given everybody one now that I think about it. But this is a great place to get started. So I just wanted to show you that live as well, so you could see, how you might want to get started too. Okay, so can we do questions now? I think I did 45 minutes. So we have 15 minutes for questions. If you guys need or want some questions to be asked, or if you want me just to scan these, let me know.
Absolutely. No, that was amazing, Sandy. That was a really informative workshop. And when you went through even having a .anime domain, I'm like, wait a second. I never considered. I'm an anime fan. I have friends who are anime fans, and that would just be an amazing gift to be able to give them. So that's already something that I'm thinking about. That is so cool. Let
me tell you something with that too. So with anime, I don't know if you went to the anime conference in Los Angeles. It was amazing. I'm a big fan, and my daughters love it too. But in LA, if you have a Sandy or your name.anime, you get into certain VIP things, and they also can tell where you are from if you let them, because the data is yours. So if you allow it. So I was in Tokyo, and there was a Tokyo anime conference. And so I was able to tag that I was visiting Tokyo. And so even when I was in Tokyo, I got into special events for anime because of that as well. I thought that was so cool. So anime is doing, I think, some pretty advanced things in this space.
That's amazing. Oh my God. I definitely have to check that out because I did not know you could get into some VIP things. That's absolutely crazy. Before I ask my first question, I just want to let people know I dropped the survey in the chat. Let Sandy know how you enjoyed this session. Obviously, I enjoyed it, but we want to know how you felt, help us improve. Your feedback helps us grow. But my first question is, what are maybe the risks associated with digital identities on chain, and how can users mitigate them?
Great question. So there are a lot of concerns with your wallet if you don't know how to use it. So, for example, um, most on-chain wallets will come with a seed phrase, and a seed phrase is similar to a password, but because everything is decentralized, it's on the blockchain. There's not one controlling party. If you lose your seed phrase, you don't have access to your wallet, like ever. Like there's no way you can get it. And so that's one thing that you can do that's very dangerous. I've seen people do that. We actually just had someone who their father passed away and they had a lot of investment in Bitcoin in a wallet, but their father did not leave them the seed phrase. So they could see it, but they couldn't get to it because they didn't have the seed phrase. And so that's one of the safety things, is that if you're using a really hardcore Web3 wallet, you want to make sure you're protecting that seed phrase. Now, I did a session of how to set up a wallet. That's a whole hour session in and of itself. And, so people were actually creating their wallets while I was talking to them. And I said, never, ever, ever share your seed phrase. And so wouldn't you know it, as we're doing this in the general chat, someone put their seed phrase in there and said, you mean this seed phrase? And I was like, yes, that seed phrase. Now trash that wallet and start all over again. So let's say you had accidentally texted that seed phrase for someone, or I've seen people accidentally post it on Instagram or Facebook. Then anybody can get to your money. So it's just like if you were carrying a wallet and you lost the wallet, or you left your purse at a restaurant, somebody technically could get your wallet and go and start using your credit card, or they could take all the cash. Like there's nothing you can do about it. It's the same in the digital world. It just acts in a digital response. And then the last thing for safety I will tell you is that if you have a wallet, a lot of people will they'll troll and they'll go, "Ooh, you have a wallet. Let me see if you'll accept some spam from me." And they'll say, "Hey, I'm going to give you this really cool picture for free." And we always tell people, if you don't know who it's from, make sure that you don't click on the link. Just like you wouldn't in your email. I'm always telling my mom and my dad and my grandmother, you get an email, don't click on the link. It's the same thing here. If you click on the link, they can get access to your wallet because you've just granted them access, and then they can take your money. So there are safety precautions. If you know them, you can keep yourself safe. But I will even tell you, when I started in this like 4 years ago, someone sent me something that I thought was so cool. I clicked on it because I wanted it. It was so freaking cool. And they drained my wallet. Luckily, I only had $300 in it. They call that being rugged. If you ever hear the term being rugged, it used to be a rite of passage to get into this industry. No more. This is why I like our Light wallet. So in the Light wallet, there's two-factor authentication. You don't have a seed phrase, you have a password. So if you have two-factor authentication and you lose your password, you can call us and we can give you your password. So there are safety precautions. Some people wouldn't consider it a pure crypto wallet because it has that in there, but it's a great way to start. Like, get to know it, figure it out, and then go for the more advanced. But it's a good way to get started. So hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, thank you for that, because that is something that I've been trying to explain to others who are getting into this space about not sharing your seed phrase, honestly. My next question is, what industries do you believe will benefit the most from adopting on-chain digital identities, probably within the next 5 years or so?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you who I think should adopt it first, and then I'll tell you who I think will adopt it first. Number one is healthcare. Like, it is crazy. If you guys, I mean, the experience I had in Brazil, I had no idea I couldn't get access to my own records. Like, how crazy is that? Since that time and being with Unstoppable, I've now spoken at a couple of healthcare startup competitions. I just went to one in New York. There's about 100 startups there who are looking at getting the data HIPAA compliant so it could be stored in something like your digital identity. And the interesting thing were there were doctors there saying that we are misdiagnosed 47% of the time because the doctor doesn't have access to all of our information, because not everybody shares it. And we don't know that because they share it only with the hospital or only with the doctor. And so if I know like these 5 things, maybe it would help me to know that you're allergic to pollen. Or maybe it would help me to know that, hey, you've never had a cavity, because that gives me hints about your medical history. And so I think the big power play here would be healthcare, where every doctor would have access to that and we would have access to our information too, so that if we had an accident in another country, or if we want to help drive some of our own healthcare, we can see that information. That's where I think it should go. I think because of HIPAA in the US, I think it's going to be hard. I think outside the US, it'll probably break through faster. I would say right now, what we're seeing is a big uptick in financial services because Trump's come in. He just named a crypto czar. I'm sure you've seen that. Everybody right now is going to crypto. If you buy crypto, you have to have a wallet to put crypto in. You can't put it in your regular wallet. You've got to have a wallet. And in order to use it or invest in it, you've got to either type in that 21 set of letters and numbers, or you've got to type in sandy.crypto or createher.x. And so I think that will be the first industry, because of what we're seeing right now in the market around crypto. Bitcoin just hitting 100K. That's where we're going to see it first. Will be in there. I think secondly will be real estate. So, if you talk to Proppy or Proppy Keys, by the way, 2 female founded firms. Proppy is for the US, Proppy Keys International. 2 female founded firms. What they do is they digitize your title to your house, your lease to your apartment, and you keep that inside of your digital identity. Now, the benefit for that is if you buy a house, I don't know if you've ever bought a house, but you signed like a stack of papers like this big. It takes you hours. Literally, you have to block off a whole morning. But if you do it digitally, the transaction you sign one time, and everything goes through, and then you have the title with you. You still get a paper title because we're still used to that, but it's now digitized. And they are growing rapidly. Go check out these 2 amazing ladies and their companies, because they are doing amazing, amazing things. So I think real estate will also do it well. DeFi will do it well. Healthcare should do it well. And then, of course, we're already seeing in the space a lot of companies that needs like a ledger-based system or supply chain, manufacturing, hospitals. Believe it or not, when I worked at Amazon, one of our biggest customers for blockchain was the US government. They use it for defense because of the security of it. They use it in schools. I mean, it's really fascinating to see the use cases.
I didn't know that they were using it for that. That's actually really interesting. My
Mhm.
last question is, what can you say about accessibility in terms of just getting access to a wallet, knowing about a wallet? It all sounds really great, especially if you're a little bit more tech forward. But I think about it in terms of like my parents, people who are a little bit, who are not so hands on and may not know like the benefits of it, how to get into it, like how can those kind of people, I guess, access the benefits of what it means to be in this space?
So there is another. I love this company. It's a female founder. She and her co-founder are both African American, so you hardly see people of color or women of color. But she has founded this company that has a family wallet. And this is really cool. So I use this with I have 2 daughters and my parents. And so my parents really wanted to get to know my kids better. Of course, my kids hate to talk on the phone. They'll text you, but they hate to talk on the phone. And so this family-friendly wallet was set up so that because I know what I'm doing, can help monitor what my daughters are doing, because I want them to understand. In fact, they understand a lot more than we do because they're on Roblox and playing games all the time. But my parents wanted to learn too. And so what the family wallet has done is it's got the family sharing ideas, like, where should we invest? Should we do Bitcoin? Should we do XMR? Should we buy a pudgy penguin or should we buy a bored ape? Like, what should we do? And so now it's actually helped my parents love it, because my daughters want to hear what they're doing. My dad's retired, so he has all kinds of time. So he does his research. So my daughter will say, "Grandpa, go check out this new meme coin," or "Grandpa, can you go do this?" All the while it's safe. They can't do anything without my approval. Now, they may not like that, but that's the way we've set it up. And they can learn about what it is, what the investments are, that sort of thing. So again, there are solutions out there like that to keep you safe. I will tell you that my dad tried it. I think he spent 10 days trying to get money from an exchange over to his wallet. It is not easy. This is the big inhibitor today, is it's not easy. This is where, AI and ChatGPT is so easy. My dad just goes in there and types stuff and it's off to the races. This is not easy. That's one of the things we have to change. So it's not for the faint at heart, but if you get something that's easy to use, like our Light wallet or that family wallet, it can be easy and you can put protections on you. I will tell you that my dad is now like, okay, I'm ready to be released. Like, I want to go do my own thing. And so he just got his own Coinbase wallet and his own MetaMask wallet, much more complicated wallets, only with the seed phrase, et cetera. But he's now ready to go into the wild.
That's amazing. I love that for him. Thank you so much, Sandy, for this presentation. Would love to continue to work with Unstoppable Domains, especially for Creator Fest. I definitely see some synergy there. That's going to be amazing. And yeah, hopefully we can get Unstoppable Domains back on board again, even for the Idea-thon and Hackathon. That would be really cool, honestly, to see some of the projects using some of these domains as well. So guys, don't worry, we'll work with Sandy. We'll see how it goes. But loved this session. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you all so much for attending. Just one last push. Again, if you haven't filled out the survey, please let us know how this workshop was. We also have another workshop happening right now with Paige Bailey about AI Studio. So I would definitely recommend hopping into that as well. You can find the link in our schedule. So I definitely recommend that. And thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, guys.